Hi everyone, Laura Zane Wambarochi here from Sage Synergy Counseling and Wellness. Today I wanted to give you 5 tips for advocating for yourself with your doctor. Today when I was, actually not today, but throughout the week I've been talking with a lot of people, and a lot of them seem really frustrated with trying to advocate for themselves with their doctor or their dentist or even their therapist, because they feel like this person is maybe more educated than them or more aware, and they are worried about that people-pleasing side of themselves and maybe disappointing the person or frustrating the person or taking up too much time. Here's the thing. You need to advocate for yourself. Nobody else in the whole world is going to advocate for you the way that you need to. So there are 5 tips that I'm going to share with you. The first one is trust your body. You are the guardian of your body. Nobody else has lived in your body as long as you have. And you know better than anyone else if you are not feeling good. Now, a lot of times this comes up, especially with people who are maybe experiencing thyroid disease or who are experiencing chronic illness, that somebody will tell them, well, your blood work looks good. As long as your blood work looks good, you're healthy, you're good to go. But you still feel like crap. The reality is that even if your blood work looks like where it's supposed to be, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's ideal for you. It may not be at the optimal levels and in the ideal spot for you. So your body tells you whether or not you're healthy. Pay attention to it, listen to it. Second tip, make sure that you are asking questions. Now, sometimes we worry that we're going to sound stupid or that the doctor's going to get impatient with us. It is your right as a patient to ask questions and be knowledgeable about your treatment. Your doctor should serve as much as an educator for you as he is your doctor. If you're going to a doctor that's like, let me write you your script and here, this is what you need to do, and doesn't expect you to ask questions, then maybe he's not the right doctor for you. Doctors sometimes, and I love Western medicine and I love doctors and I think they're there and they do a wonderful job. However, sometimes they get stuck in this mode of, I've got to see my next patient, I've got to move on, and people should just know this and they can research it on Google. The thing is they're there as a service to you. So if you need that extra time, don't feel guilty about using it. Advocate for yourself. It is your job to advocate. It's their job to provide. Trust that they're not smarter than you. Doctors are only as smart as their education, their experience, and their overall training. So just because they have more experience or training in an area doesn't mean they're necessarily more educated about something than you are, or that they're more educated about your body. Just because something works for one person's body doesn't mean it's going to work for the next person's body. So, you know, if your caregiver, if your physician says, I'm getting frustrated, I don't know what to do with you, that doesn't mean get treatment. It just means that their knowledge, experience, and training isn't built to work around what you may need at that particular moment. That might mean that you need to find a provider that has the knowledge, experience, and training that can help you. And I'll give you a personal example. I've had thyroid disease since I was 17 years old, and I was going to this physician and he was monitoring my thyroid, and I kept going to him saying, my body doesn't feel right, my body doesn't feel right, my body doesn't feel right. And during that time he kept saying, well, your levels are fine, you're fine. I'm like, look, I'm telling you, my body doesn't feel right. And he kept insisting that my thyroid levels were fine. Well, I insisted that he send me to a specialist, and after a big argument over being sent to a specialist, I went to the specialist. The specialist was like, oh my God, I was trying to get pregnant at the time. And he said, no, you would have never gotten pregnant in a million years. You had way too much medication in your system to get pregnant. So knowing that my body didn't feel right, insisting that I find an advocate for myself, and insisting that I advocate for myself, and insisting that I find a specialist. As soon as the specialist told me I was on level, I was pregnant within a month. I've been trying to get pregnant for 2 years. So knowing that your body will tell you is really important. And just because they have more education doesn't mean they're smarter about knowing what your body needs. Fourth thing, if your doctor makes a recommendation, ask for the recommendation, the treatment plan, in a written format. If your doctor is refusing to give you a treatment plan in a written format, that should be a red flag to you. They should be willing to do that so that you can take the time to process. It is okay to say, I can't make a decision about any medications, about any treatment plans, about anything else until you've had time to think about it. And if they're not willing to give you what their recommendation is in written form, that should be a red flag, and you may want to consider looking for a different provider. In addition to that, they should be willing to give you recommendations for a second opinion. So if your provider is not willing to give you a recommendation of a doctor that will give you a second opinion, I would question why they are not willing to, and what it is about them having a question of their authority of why can't I get a second opinion. So it's really important to make sure that you ask for written information, including a secondary recommendation. So I would highly, highly recommend that. The last thing is be your own advocate. And what I mean by that is do your research. Try not to get freaked out by Dr. Google, because let's face it, we all get freaked out by Dr. Google, and we look at something and Google brings up the pictures of the worst case scenario in every single ailment that you can possibly think of. So, but you do want to be educated about what they are saying is wrong with you, what the treatments are, what is a norm treatment, maybe if you're into alternative, what is an alternative treatment, and how to ask questions about those treatments. So those are the things I would really like to say to you. So trust your body, ask questions, trust that they're not smarter than you, and it's okay for you to ask questions. Ask for written information, and then be your own advocate. Do your own research. And pay attention when you're doing your research. One of the important things is your body will resonate when something feels right. It will kind of get tingly and it will open itself up. A lot of us have intuition, and when we know something is right, our body will let us know. It will also let us know when something is wrong. So if you pay attention to your body and a doctor is telling you, oh, I want you to do this, this, and this, and your body starts to tighten up, you're getting a lump in your throat, you're feeling your anxiety going crazy, that is a good time to trust that it is not the right treatment for you, and to ask yourself or ask your doctor for more time to consider. So those are the things that I wanted to talk with you today about, remembering to be your own advocate. And thank you for sticking with me, Erica. It's really good to see you. Ultimately, I want you to remember is that your healthcare is your choice. Just because a doctor makes a recommendation doesn't mean that you have to follow through with that recommendation. It is your body, and you are the guardian of your body. You know it better than anyone else, and really advocate for yourself, whether it's your dentist, your acupuncturist, your chiropractor. Trust that you have the inner knowledge to heal yourself. I look forward to talking to you guys again next week. Bye.